So, but feel free to jump in if there's anything you want to add to.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. And if there's anything you want to add to.
Sounds good.
And welcome back, geeks and gamers. This is HorsePLAY Live. Today is October 9th, 2014, and this is episode 43, entitled Walker Stalker Countdown Party. It's official right here. Our official intros and outros, of course, are provided by TechnoAxe. If you guys want to go check that out, go TechnoAxe with a K. Guys and gals, every week, no matter what, rain, shine, snow, whatever you want to go, I always got my buddy, everybody's favorite bear lizard, Yogi Zilla. What's up, big guy?
What's up? I toned it down a little bit this time.
No, I knew it was coming, so I was like, I gotta say it. So
I start winding up. I'm like, okay, here it comes.
And we are also joined by Jason Brandt, author of zombie book series The Hunger, and of course our old friend Sean Freeman, Pimp Daddy, from ZombieCast and Knuckleballer Radio. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Yo.
Jason, how are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, until I think earlier this afternoon, I didn't even know we had a guest because I didn't do my job. And then I was like, oh, sweet. Maybe I can, we get back into zombies, and because every now and then I like to talk about them.
Nice. Let's hype up the hype.
Yeah.
How you guys doing, man? How's it doing, Obi? It's been a while, Obi, since Freeman stopped by here on HorsePLAY Live. You guys been doing all right, man?
Yeah, Freeman was supposed to invite somebody to his show, one of them, and I don't remember the guy's name. Wait, it was me. Oh.
Dude, it's been crazy, man, here at Freeman Kingdom, man. Usually I work Monday through Thursdays. Here lately, man, I've been working, dude, like 30 hours every time a week.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things have slipped my mind, dude, but I want you to know, Obi, man, I have mucho brotherhood love for you, man. And we're going to get you on here real soon on Knuckleballer and ZombieCast, man. Yogi stopped by the other day to ZombieCast, Yogi. We had a good time, man. It was spur of the moment. Yogi knocked at the door. We opened the door, and he came in and talked zombies. But I tell you what, me and we're going to be hanging out here in a couple of weeks, man. And Yogi, dude, I'm so stoked.
It's not even a couple of weeks now. It's 1 week.
1 week, a week from right now, next Friday, dude, I will be sipping pints with Mr. Yogi Zilla.
Man, I'm working up a sweat just thinking about it.
And if you guys are wondering what the hell are these guys talking about, it's Walker Stalker, guys. It's 1 week. When days it start exactly, Yog?
Well, for press, you could show up a day earlier on Thursday to pick up your passes and stuff, your badges. But officially, it's that Friday, the 17th through the 19th.
So 2 full fun days of. Yeah, you guys can't wait. Well, and I think we're gonna try. I don't know. We're gonna try at least some point to where I'm gonna actually stream on Geeky Antics, and they do a Skype call-in or however of some sort, or I'm gonna try to help out of some sort anyway,
right,
to be there for them or something. But I done lost my spot and lost my train of thought.
Now you mentioned that
we're hyped up.
We're still working out the logistics of that. I still got to get together. I want to get together with Sean because it's not an official all games presence there. So we're probably, I don't know. Sean, are you up to doing a little collabo mashup show, like a special on location stream or something?
Yeah, man, I'm totally down for it. And you know what? Because it's going to be me, you, and then my other two of my. Norman's not going to be there, but Tedekin's going to be there from Los Angeles, California, and then Matt McFly's coming from Toronto, Canada, and me from North Carolina. So we definitely got to get some all games love in the house and do some live broadcasting.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
it'll be an all game / Geeky Ants collabo.
Big.
/ Zcast collabo.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, / Freeman Kingdom collabo. And
Yeah.
Fred Rojas, I think, is going to be there too.
Well, Fred's not going to make it this time. He went last year, and he just sent me a text and said, he's going to miss us. He's going to miss us, man. So we're going to have to post lots of pictures and send it back to him. But, Fred, we're going to miss you, man.
Man, so yeah, so see, we're gonna have a lot of banter tonight, guys. Just so you know, that's why it's a party.
Yeah, I
But,
wish I'd brought some beer.
yeah, I'm trying to stay sober, else I'll really go off off topic.
I have to
But,
drive tomorrow morning, so I have to stay sober.
There you go. But while we're still doing introductions and banter, has anybody been playing any video games or anything interesting lately? What's everybody been up to? Anything fun?
MOBAs.
Jason?
Right before I came on here, I was just playing a little bit of Battlefield 4. They just came out with a new patch that fixed a lot of the issues, so I was giving it another try.
Nice.
Not bad.
I love Battlefield 4. I have it on the Xbox One, but I gotta say, man, I just die a lot on that game.
Yeah, I do too. I don't really play by myself. I usually wait till I have friends because otherwise I get the shit kicked out of me and I get all pissed off.
Yeah.
So, but
Like,
I give it a shot. It's not bad.
Yeah, I spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die. That's all I do in the public eye. But
It's like
but for
and
me,
frickin' CS:GO.
yeah. But for me, guys, my kids have bought over the last couple of weeks. Disney Infinity 2.0 came out, and then the new Skylanders for the Xbox One. And I gotta say, man, we have been buying a lot of figures, a lot of coin going out of Freeman Kingdom for those two games, man, and a little bit of Destiny. My kids really like Destiny. My oldest son is 12, so a lot of gaming been going on, but a lot of observing from Papa here, Freeman Daddy.
See, Skylanders is I enjoyed. I tried that with the kids, but I haven't tried the Disney Infinity. I know that's gonna be another time / money trap.
Oh, dude, 2.0 is fantastic, man. It's not they've lost all the blockiness to the way that they look on the screen, but to be able to buy a figure and play it in the game and unlock different parts of the game, a lot of people think it's a money trap, man. But honestly, it's like expansions. You know what I mean? Like when you buy a figure, you get a $13 expansion to a whole nother part of the game. So it's one game with 100 expansions. Play $1,000 game.
Oh no, I know it'd be great, and they released all the Marvel characters, and that's why I'm trying to avoid it because I don't need any more distractions right now, and I know you guys are pretty much in the same place. So
Yeah, I have to
All right.
avoid a lot of games anymore. Otherwise, it just becomes a time suck for me, and I lose like 3 months of my life.
yeah,
So
especially MMOs, kids.
Yeah.
Stay away from the MMOs.
working from home is so dangerous when you're a gamer. It's horrible.
Speaking
Yep.
of MMOs. All right, let's move on.
Well, if it's about WoW, we're gonna cover that in news. I know you were talking about that on the Sunday Dose, so we'll get into that. But I was curious. The fall TV season. Usually, people, even the people that don't watch that much TV, get into the trap of watching more TV. I'm just gonna put this out there, but has anybody caught up with Agents of Shield or Arrow? Arrow just premiered.
You know I am. Come on.
That
I
first
haven't watched
episode was
either.
really good. What's that, Jason?
I haven't watched either of those yet.
Yeah, me either. We're gonna be hanging out with Arrow in a week there, Yogi.
Is he gonna be there?
Yeah, the main guy from the Arrow guy is gonna be there.
I didn't see him on the list of guests. I must have missed that.
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Oh gosh, I hope he's gonna wear a shirt at least.
Maybe I can convince my wife to let me come down there if I drive myself.
Yeah. What about Sons of Anarchy? And you guys watch Sons of Anarchy?
No.
That's
that-
one I've avoided.
That's did that just end or is it ending soon?
It's ending soon. The final season just started. It was maybe 3 weeks ago, I guess. But this is like the final run for Sons of Anarchy, man. And I'm not much on bikers. I could barely ride a BMX, but dude, I love Sons of Anarchy. That and Modern Family and reality TV is my cup of tea.
I've been wanting to watch that, but once I heard that it was going to end, I decided to wait, and then I'm just going to watch the whole way through in like a week and
Marathon
waste
watch.
my life. Exactly.
Yep.
Yes,
Keeping up with these shows episode at a time, there's just so many. So much of TV is just shit right now. But on the other hand, some of the best television ever is happening, and it's kind of hard for me to keep up with all this stuff. So
Yeah, a lot of people tell me, they're like, you can start watching American Horror Story from this season because it changes each year. I think it's like Freak Show this time, or it could be Witches or this or that. But that's one that I need to binge watch because a lot of people tell me that American Horror Story is great, but I've never.
it's really good.
I've seen the commercials. That's about it.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, we had to stop watching that too. We wait till the seasons end, and then we just binge watch it all in a day and get caught up.
Yeah,
Nice.
the cliffhangers are killer, man. That's another one. I'm with you guys there. I feel guilty and a little dirty that I haven't seen that yet. I need to watch that.
You
At least
watch any of it at all?
episodes. No, at all. So
It's,
I'm kind of been left out of the zeitgeist of the whole thing so far.
Yeah, it's a really weird time. So I'm a horror author, right? So I really pay attention to the genre, and there are almost no horror movies coming out at all anymore. But on
Yeah.
television, horror is kind of a hot thing right now. I mean, The Walking Dead has kind of blown the whole genre up on television.
Isn't that funny? It switched places because before it used to be that television producers would always say, "No, horror doesn't work on television. It's a silver screen thing. It's a big
Yeah, they
screen
wouldn't touch
thing."
it. Yep.
Yeah. So now it's switched places, and now I can't think of any really good horror movies. Most of them are terrible. I mean, the
Yep.
most you get is jump scares. They don't know what it is to build up tension or anything. It kills me.
Yeah,
But,
it's
a
a
lot-
weird flip flop.
A lot of us moved to gaming also, with Silent Hills coming out, Evil Within. It seems like the genre just in horror overall in gaming is multiplied so much just over the last couple of years.
Yeah, that was another one that was dead that's starting to make a decent comeback.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I forgot where I saw the article. I think it was an article that Pearson put out or Ad Age, one of these big media outlets, and they said that video games are taking over what TV used to be. I mean, the writing's been on the wall for a long time, and there's a lot of narrative-driven games, immersive games, so it's a good medium for the storytelling. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of shallow stories in video games so far. I still
True.
prefer good game mechanics over a story because if you're gonna make a crappy story, just don't even bother. Just maybe let me shoot things or explore aimlessly. Don't give me a cheap story.
Yeah, storytelling in video games is still a really new medium. I mean, through the 70s and 80s, you just like jumped on shit's head and picked up mushrooms and crap like that. So, it's still growing, but it's getting pretty decent.
It is.
Dun.
Well, let's move things along because we do have a lot of ground to cover tonight. But I did want to give a shout out to Chris Gannon, one of our other contributors here on Geeky Answers Network. And on October 25th, he's doing a charity stream for Extra Life. So tune into his Twitter stream at Death of Nation, and or just listen to the Gaming Death podcast, which is on iTunes, Stitcher, and pretty much anywhere else you get podcasts, and on GeekyAnswers.net. And help him out. If you could donate $1 or whatever you could afford, it helps out. It's a good cause. But Obi, take it away. I know you're getting antsy. It was like, I feel left out.
No, I was just letting you guys talk. I'm like, but if you guys are new to Horseplay Live, brains. This is where geeks come to play and 9 times out of 10 get in trouble. So
Yep.
welcome. This is
It's
our
true.
flagship radio show for the Geeky Antics Network in collaboration with allgames.com. Our shows cover all aspects of geek culture, rants, technology, strategy games, and social issues that geeks face while they're playing them. And, of course, community events. And I did say rants, but I'm going to say it again. And rants, because we rant all the time. If you listen to the show, it's a group of guys in the beginning. We're like, oh, yeah, we're just talking about it. And then we start ranting. So by the end of the show, it's a group of women in here. But that was a little sexist from my side.
How dare you?
There's nothing like front porch, just conversation, man, like having pints with your bros. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I like about you guys. You know, it can carry on to whatever. It's good stuff.
And I'm going to get in trouble for that probably. But I wasn't trying to mean nothing by that. I'm sorry. It sounded better in my head.
All right, so to recover Obi, if any ladies want to cover us, like Janelle has been on this, Janelle's been on several episodes. Normie has been on several episodes of the show. You know, if you want to join us and drink beer and pick your belly button, do things guys do, you know, you're more than welcome to join the banter.
But just know we're gonna go.
Broadcast is unisex, man.
I didn't mean
we
it.
pick
like
our
that.
belly buttons.
I don't.
Well, I'm just saying that might be part of the stereotype. Pick,
Usually you
scratching the
wash it in the shower.
genitalia.
Yeah, that's pretty foul.
I'm not saying all of us do. It's like, wait, what are you admitting, Yogi? No, I'm just speaking in general terms.
Your own
I
time,
swear.
Yogi. What do you do on your own time is all you. I'm saying that's it.
I'm gonna be careful what I say now.
You guys notice that we do a lot of shout outs and we plug all our friends at all games and in the gang. And why? Because we're all about community and collaboration with other people, with other streamers, gamers, writers, podcasters, anything that you want to do. Even shoutcasters. I mean, I'm dabbling into that a little bit with a game, but I mean, just anything that you want to do, we're here for you. So join us. HorsePLAY Live is, of course, every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 Pacific. On Twitch channels Geeky Antics and YogiZilla. But tonight on the show, like Yogi said earlier, it is going to be a party. You guys haven't found this out already? We go totally off topic, and we stay there for a while.
A pirate party?
No. It's going to be a party, guys. So go get your drinks and your popcorn or your chips, your nachos. Do whatever, because it's going to be fun. It's be a little bit more unusual. Okay.
What was that?
I don't know. But we're going to...
It's a bottle cap.
I guess.
Sean's give you some little audio cues.
Yeah.
Kind of like John on a video game Outsiders with his bell. Ding!
Oh, that's Guinness right there. Here.
It's got a nice little timbre to it, maybe?
That's because it's half empty.
Timbre en español.
I wish I could say that was vodka. Actually, no, that's a lot. I don't want that to be vodka. That would kill me.
You'd hate yourself later. You might fall asleep in the bathroom and be left behind by your friends.
I might die. Yeah.
We're not going to say what this is.
Wake up with numb legs. Oh, I can't move.
Oh my gosh. Nah, but tequila's the worst. That's my enemy.
You guys understand what I say when I say we're going to be a little unusual tonight?
There you go.
That's fine.
Wait.
But
I was going to say, wait until I get Yogi drunk and strap a chesty GoPro on him and send him out in the city.
oh god,
I'll
that'll be
do
really
that sober.
We'll do that sober. It's no fun sober. But we're gonna attempt to talk a little bit about the gang schedule, of course, about Jason Brandt's book, and the schedule of the changing and the plans for the end of the year. We're also going to talk about some zombies and TV as we count down the WSC 2014 Walker's Talker Con. If you guys didn't hear me the first time, but I can't even do it today, man. I'm just voices out there.
We have to start pre-recording. I might soundboard it.
Obligatory news. Ow.
That was good.
Take it
You're gonna
away,
regret it
Yogi.
later.
Yeah, I am going to regret it.
So yeah, Walker Star Con, as we mentioned already, Atlanta. That's the flagship show, the flagship event for the convention. It's just a week away, guys. And on top of that, it crept up on me. I don't know about you guys, but The Walking Dead season 5 is starting this Sunday, October 12th. So, who's stoked about that?
Oh, thank God.
I'm ready, man. I'm so ready.
Now, Jason just said, "Thank God." Is that because you're tired of all the speculation about what's going on in Terminus and
I just love that show. I mean,
okay,
I'm
okay,
just waiting for it to start. It's a long ass time when that ends till it starts again. The only
yeah.
one worse is Game of Thrones. It feels like it's a decade between seasons.
And Game of Thrones is it's a pretty short season too. That's what makes it even worse. Just when you start getting into it, it's like, GG, that was the last episode. No.
Please wait till next year to view the next episode.
Exactly.
And speaking of which, there's gonna be a couple of folks I think from Game of Thrones there on Walker Stalker Con. People from the Vampire Diaries. Sean, you mentioned someone from what other show did you mention? Z Nation's gonna be there.
Yeah, Z Nation's going to be there. It's 50 cast members from The Walking Dead, the two main dudes from Vampire Diaries, then the three guys, everybody but it's Ming, Brian, and Mike Sepsa from Comic Book Men. And then let me look at a picture. I mean, because it's a huge, good crowd that's here this year. And the lead guy from Arrow is going to be there. There's a couple of authors.
That one I was not even aware of. I don't know how I missed that.
So not unless he canceled, but and then they got the guys that's from that sci-fi channel that's what is the show where they make up people?
Face Off.
Face Off, the two big guys, the guy that always wears the bandana and the one with the cowboy hat. Those guys are going to be there. Bub is going to be there from Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
So, but looking right now, I don't see that guy. Let me check that while you're talking, Yogi, about the Arrow guy, because he was on the ticket to be there.
Well, I also know that the governor, the guy that plays the governor, he canceled.
Yeah.
Cancellation, and there's a few people that were gonna be there for the whole week, and they're only gonna be there like one day. I'm most heartbroken about Lauren Cohan, Maggie, because she's only gonna be there on Sunday. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But Greg Nicotero is gonna be there for the whole weekend. He's a really cool dude, so that makes up for it.
Yeah, last year, we got to quiz Greg Nicotero quite a bit. And, man, super nice guy.
Yeah.
And with the badges that we've got, Yogi, say like last year, Norman Reedus, say Daryl Dixon had, say, a 6-hour line. With the badges that we got, Yogi, we flashed the badge and we're next in line. So, we could just walk right up and meet the guys. And then, last year they had it to where, it was 2 questions per person in the line. But then this year they've got some private stuff. So ZombieCast signed up for John Barenthal, Michael Rooker, and Comic Book Men, and a couple of others. Because, John Barenthal, his new movie with Brad Pitt comes out the weekend that we see him. I can't think of the name of that movie about the tank crew.
Fury.
Fury opens that weekend. And then, Laurie Holden, which was Andrea on The Walking Dead, is one of the main leads in Dumb and Dumber 2 for the female side of things. So, if we get to question her, we can talk about Dumb and Dumber 2, John Barenthal, we can talk about Fury. So, I mean, dude, it's going to be a good time. And then after hours, pints will be flowing, man. There's an Irish pub right there, man. So, dude, I'm really stoked.
I'm not gonna lie. They asked me if I wanted to schedule any appointments, and I said I'm just gonna take the 2 minutes to give you a free access for each person, and then just do a lot of like fan reactions and photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was my first time going, so I wanted to be able to enjoy as much as a fan, not as much as press. So we'll be doing some coverage. I'll mainly just be following you, Sean. I'm gonna follow you the whole time.
Well, last year, because they were all staying in the West, and like when we got there, so like they had a Starbucks in there, and we were waiting in line at Starbucks, and like behind us, Gus from Breaking Bad was there. There'd be people, it's everywhere you go in the Hard Rock Cafe, you're bound to see somebody from The Walking Dead in there, so it's more away from the con than anything, because like inside the con, Yogi, if you get an autograph, it's like $40.
Oh, I know.
But you cross them on the streets. So, be sure to have a Sharpie in your pocket.
Yeah. I mean,
most of
can't
our
blame
interactions were away from the con, but dude, we're gonna have a good time. I got to get Yogi's autograph, dude. You got to bring something so you can sign it for me.
Yeah, I still got a lot of packing to do. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna get our heads together before we go down there, so we could brainstorm and make sure that we come prepared.
Right, right.
But we'll get back to the Walker Stalker, 'cause we're actually gonna do an article about that, um, to kind of just prepare everybody for the meetups and everything. So this is all good stuff to know. We'll go deeper on it on geekyanswers.net, and hey, maybe we could do a little cross promotion on ZombieCast too, ZombieCast.net, right?
Yes, zombiecast.net.
So we'll try to get some information there for those that are going for the first time, like me. So I've been to lots of other conventions, but it's my first time going to Walker Stalker, so I'm super stoked and even a little nervous. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so much to do.
Yeah, you know, one of the guys I'm looking forward to meeting is Jeff Kober. And yeah, he was like the leader of the bad gang. Remember Rick bit his throat at the end. But if you've ever seen that old movie, The First Power, with Lou Diamond Phillips, he was the bad guy. There was he had a quote in it, "How's the stomach, buddy boy?" But I remember watching as a kid, so you know, he's he was like the motorcycle guy whenever they were trying to rape Carl at the end, and then Rick bit his throat out. But I'm really excited about meeting him, and then the lady from Pet Cemetery, the mom from Pet Cemetery, which was cooking on the grill there at Terminus. So man, dude, they're all gonna be there.
Dude, oh man, stop! You're gonna get me giddy like a little schoolgirl here. But let's talk some video games real quick, because some big stuff has happened. One of the things I noticed is that Microsoft released Project Spark, and Sean, you're a fellow Xbox One owner. Jason, you have an Xbox One?
Nope, just 360.
Well, I'm a liar. I only have a 360 as well, but I'm an Xbox One owner in spirit. That'll be my next system. But I know Sean is an advocate of Xbox One. So Project Spark is out on Xbox One and Windows 8. Obi, are you excited about this?
Ecstatic. Not really.
Did you say Windows 8?
Yeah, because you know how Windows 8 is app-based and it has its own marketplace.
Why would you ask me that?
Well,
why would you? No, why would you even ask me that?
It's available on PC too. You're still a PC gamer.
I dog the hell out of Xbox, and you're gonna ask me if I want to buy one.
It's on PC too.
Gotcha.
Project Spark.
Actually,
okay?
I am pretty excited.
And actually, to be honest, man, I'm all Apple about everything. If they sold an iToilet, Freeman would buy it. So what is this you're talking about, Yogi? Because I'm kind of clueless, man. I honestly been working so much overtime, but Project Spark, man, explain this to me and the listeners.
Great, I get to enlighten everybody. All right, so Project Spark, the big deal about it is it's a sandbox game, but it has purpose to it. Think of it as, all the fun party modes in Grand Theft Auto mixed with the creativity of Minecraft or No Man's Sky. And you could actually build your own, or Little Big Planet if you're a Sony fanboy. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm a Microsoft guy, just saying. But Project Spark lets you make your own experience. Like Microsoft says you could make full-fledged games with Project Spark. And the thing that's interesting about it is it's free. Now I'm gonna say free with air quotes, because they have add-ons and DLCs and all this stuff. Which you have to expect. They have to monetize it somehow, but you can get the core application and do stuff with it right out of the box, supposedly. Or you can spend $40 and get like $85 worth of content, like development tools and different objects and stuff you can use to create your own virtual worlds, or your own mini games, or whatever you're doing. So it's pretty much a game that could be whatever you want it to be. It's a game/development suite, if that makes any sense. I haven't tried it out yet. I've seen people dabble with it, and I'm very curious. I'm gonna probably install it and see if it'll run properly on my rig. It should. It's a big deal. Now,
yeah.
Well, this is another reason why it's a really big deal. Think about this. Microsoft just bought Mojang, right?
Yeah, Minecraft.
So in my mind, I think what they're looking at is really focusing on the trend of UGC, user-generated content. Because they see that a lot of the most successful games are the ones that allow the mod community, that allows the gamers to create content, to keep that property, that intellectual property going hard and thriving. That's why Minecraft is probably going to be still a big thing 10 years from now, because they're going to keep making new things for it.
Right. But see, like the thing with me with Minecraft, my kids play it, right? And I bought it on the Mac. I bought it on the iPads that we have. I bought it on the iPhones. I bought it on the Xbox 360. And for me, it's a good babysitter. From like if we want to watch a movie or something, like they always go to Minecraft. There's Minecraft on every handheld for all 3 kids that I have. But now it's at Xbox One. I can get it for $5, and I think I'm gonna take the step into the world of Minecraft here probably this week for $5. If you own it on a 360, I think I'm in.
For
But
$5, you can't go wrong, man.
right. So,
Now I'm gonna tell you this: the vanilla Minecraft not so good, but once you start getting the add-ons or the customizations to it, the mods, then it becomes a whole different thing. Unless you like building stuff. If you just like building stuff like Legos, then you'll have tons of fun with Minecraft. But if you need more objectives, more immersion, then you need the mods. What do you think about this, Jason?
About Minecraft?
Or just about any of this stuff we just talked about?
Microsoft's doing. What Microsoft's doing with Windows 10 is going to be more interesting, I think.
yeah.
It might be part of the whole Minecraft strategy. Everything's going cross-platform with them. Whether they'll screw it up or not like they do every other Windows, who knows?
Well, I was listening to Leo Laporte's Twit TV this week in tech, and it's like there was one of the guests on there was testing Microsoft 10, and it kept crashing. But it's a good episode. If you're into podcasts, go listen to it. But it's basically based on Windows 10, so you might want to check that episode out this week. It's really good, video or audio.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's crashing now. I don't think it comes out for another year, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. What the 7 was good, 8 sucks. So hopefully this one will be good. We'll see.
Well, you said it's Windows 10 or 9?
They're skipping
10.
9.
Oh, that's right. They're skipping 9. Yeah, I forgot about that whole business. That's
Microsoft.
Yeah, a branding thing. That still boggles my mind. Like, why isn't it 9? I guess it's because of what you said, that every other Windows is good. So eight sucked, right? If you go further back, Windows ME was terrible, but Windows 2000 was all right.
It seems
they talked about it on there, but how many? I started with 98, then I went to XP, and then I went all Mac. But I mean, have they each been enjoyable? Each series of the Windows, or could you bypass some?
I skipped some.
Yeah, I skipped some for sure.
Because remember how powerful 98 was when it came out? I mean, like, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, it seems most people are skipping Windows 8. It's fast. Like if you're a gamer, it's worth picking up. But if you want to do any kind of productivity on your desktop, it just sucks.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably skip this one.
The benchmarks on Windows 8 compared to 7 are very marginally better, though. It's not a huge difference.
Well, I ended up getting it because I think it's Battlefield 4. It's like 20% or something. So it's one of the few games I allow myself time to play. So
fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, I got it for free too. I wouldn't have actually paid for it.
Now that's a good deal. Let me know when you got that hookup. Obi, you got anything to share in the news?
Nope.
Obi. Obi, don't be like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm stupid. You guys just forgive me. Guys, I want to just remind you. Yeah, all this talk, man. I was.
This is why you can't drink. You can't drink when you.
Oh shit, man! I need to stop. Gang, just a reminder: this Sunday dose is now officially Sundays at 9 p.m., not a.m. And we do have a special guest this week, GLG, another GLG guy, Mikkel. So I look forward to that. And I don't. Maybe if Dreadnought shows, then he'll be there as well. So I hope you guys. And that's 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. somewhere in Europe. Wow, man! Also, for the Warcraft fans out there, WoW Patch 6.0 comes out this this Tuesday, October 14th. It will be featured the new models of the pre-launch events, toy box, the bag changes, and then of course BlizzCon's coming up as well here in the next month. So I'll get a definite date for you guys next week, or I can look it up real quick while Yogi's talking. But that'll be in November as well, so or the end of October.
So many conventions back to back. It's killer. You gotta kind of just pick and choose one and run with it.
Well, they're releasing the Warlords of Draenor too, so it's gonna be a huge BlizzCon.
Oh yeah, that's right. And this patch is supposed to be paving the way for that as well. And I know you're kind of teetering on the line of not playing or playing. You're still on the fence about it.
I am. I don't know if I want to actually give that much time, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing with the GLG guys yet. Exactly. So I don't want to say I'll play a game and then I'll never be able to play with those guys at Dawngate or wherever they're doing. So
yeah, MMOs. I always say this on the show. They're a lifestyle. They're not games. It's like you can't really play an MMO casually, But who the heck is calling? Hey, did we? What? Why are you calling? Why is Sean calling me?
Dude, I was using the force, man. I made you look down. You just don't know it.
That's terrible. Getting trolled on my own show. Oh man. Don't worry, Sean. Next time I'm on one of your shows. I got you.
I love you, man. I love you.
By the way, guys, just a quick heads up because of the Walker Stalker Con and all the stuff we have lined up for the next couple of months. It might be some interruption with our shows, so stay tuned. We're gonna try to do our best to be able to stream on location from wherever we're gonna be. If not, we might pre-record a few of our shows. That includes HorsePLAY Live, which you listen to right now, and Time Miami Tea Time. So stand by, and we'll have more details there. But
and AAO is pre-recorded as well.
Oh yes, that's this weekend though. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, this October, November are gonna be a little crazy. So just stand by, guys. But yeah, I got your show on Sunday. That's no problem. We're ready for that. We got that all planned out, so everything should go by as scheduled. But now for folks that are fans of anime, one last bit of news here. Anybody like anime? Real quick tally. Yay or nay?
Speed Racer. That's about. I mean, old anime.
Old school.
Voltron, stuff like that. But I mean, it was
Voltron,
not. I guess not the deep market, but the publicized stuff as I was growing up. That's about as deep as I got. And Fist of the North Star, maybe.
Also, well, so you might appreciate this. And Ghost in the Shell. That's an old school one.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that the one they ripped off for the Matrix?
People say that, but Ghost in the Shell, last I checked, was out way before the Matrix came out.
Yeah, I'm saying the Matrix ripped that off.
Oh,
I think it was Ghost in the Shell 2, I think. They ripped whole scenes from it.
Yeah, the Matrix definitely borrowed a lot from that. Though I think Ghost in the Shell also borrowed from another work as well. But it's kind of like everybody borrows from each other.
Yeah.
What's original anymore?
I've just never seen it. I've just always heard that.
Well, this might be a good opportunity for you because for those that don't know, it's a Japanese science fiction manga that was created by Masamune Shiro. I hope I didn't butcher his name. And now they're making it into a live-action Hollywood adaptation. It had to happen. Yeah, they've had so many different movies and series and an anime series for Ghost in the Shell. So eventually you knew live action was going to happen. So it's actually been handed over to DreamWorks. So this is going to be a pretty serious production.
Nice.
Yeah. They had bought the rights back in 2008 and kind of sat on it. And now they're really doing something big with it. From what I read, and this is from Filmophilia, they said they made a deal with Snow White and the Huntsman, Helmer, Rupert Sanders. Okay, so the guy that did Snow White. Huntsman. Yeah, I hate that word, Helmer. So yeah, they said that the guy that did Snow White and the Huntsman, Rupert Sanders, is going to direct the adaptation, which is supposed to be 3D as well. So I'm pretty excited about this because again, it's bringing like a classic more into the mainstream, and hopefully it'll get people to appreciate anime. Yeah, I think there's like the stigma against anime, and I think anime. Jason, you were saying this, the TV, there's so much crap these days, but there's a lot of quality in anime in my experience, like really good storytelling, and like they're great with the characterization, they're great with the exposition, they're great with the plot twists, they make you feel invested in the stories. I mean, there's gonna be stinkers, but I find that there's more quality anime than there is television these days.
I used to work with a girl who she was really into anime. She got me to watch a couple. I think a lot of people struggle. Some people in America just don't like the animation style, and then other people it's either the subtitles or the dubbing. People struggle with that stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is, I still feel like the subtitles are better.
100%.
Yeah,
I can't watch foreign films that are dubbed. It's horrible.
it loses so much of its spirit, right?
Yep.
And sometimes the translations are so off from what they originally said. Like I remember watching, I think it was Dragon Ball Z, one scene, someone said, "You can't do that. I'll fight you to the end." And then they translated in English or something like, "Fuck you, you blew up my house." Like what? How the heck did you get there? Terrible.
I'm really.
And definitely the fan subs sometimes are better. Fan subs are not so bad because they actually care. Obi?
I'll put it in my hand to talk from now on. I like this one. I was like 11 or 12 years old. Sailor Moon, and the only reason I watched it was because the hot chick, little sailor girl.
Oh my god. They brought that back, by the way.
I know, in 2007. I remember. Anyway, all right, that's all I want to say. Oh yeah, BlizzCon, guys. I want to say it's November 7th and 8th. Get your tickets if you want to go.
There we go.
BlizzCon.
And Sean's trying to is trying to distract me over here. Oh gosh, you guys are too much.
Jason's thinking to himself. He's like, I don't know if I want to come back here. You guys don't talk
I was
about
checking my
shit.
phone for a second.
That thing looks big, don't it, Yogi?
Which thing? My 6-inch phone? That was a 6-inch before iPhone did it?
Compensating
Oh
for
snap.
something.
Only half of it showed up then. Never mind.
Oh god.
Kinda like that big
Oh, terrible. But real quick, for those that have missed our previous shows, we have a quick update here. Obi had caught a really good deal that Adobe had going on, where you get free Adobe software, CS2 specifically, and that's awesome. I mean, Adobe giving away something for free? What? The world, hell must have frozen over or something, right? They're talking about this is usually $500 or $800 software, but CS2 for free. It's still perfectly viable to do, all your graphics design and what have you, and video editing. I mean, it's the full suite of Adobe tools. So, I mean, for free. So there is a catch. They put an announcement out. They said it's not really free. Our licensing servers went offline. We were having issues with them, and we're not bothering to put them back up. That's effectively what they said. So they're basically putting it out there on the honor system. You can download it, and they're not gonna check to see if you have a license. So yeah, basically it's free. So go ahead and get it. It's gonna be free forever. And obviously they're not supporting Adobe CS2 anymore. So get it while it's still available on the site. Did you guys know
Nice.
about this? Free
I did,
free
actually.
software.
No, I didn't know about that, man. I'm gonna go check that out.
Oh, but you're the one that broke the news.
Oh yeah,
You're being facetious.
I know. I don't even know how to use it. It's funny.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little complicated. I would say just stick to GIMP. GIMP works fine if you're on PC or Linux or whatever.
Mac.
Or Mac, sure. Actually, yeah, GIMP does work on Mac. So, guys, if you want to keep the conversation going, we're about to go to our feature discussion here. We do encourage you to tweet us at Obi1X2, at YogiZilla, and at Geeky Antics. That's the network's Twitter account. That's GeeKyantics. Yeah, I saw. I heard what I caught myself. I did a little emphasis in the KY. That was not intentional. We got a bad theme going tonight. We got to get out of this dark place. But you guys? What are your Twitter names, guys?
I'm at Freeman Daddy 5 or at Dead Reviews at ZombieCast News. But any of them, Freeman Daddy 5 is my main one.
All right, and Jason?
Jason_Brandt, Brant.
There we go. Easy enough. Phonetically friendly, so you can't get it wrong.
Simple. No D. Everybody puts a D in my name for some reason.
People, they assume when they see a different kind of name, they want to change it. It's like when people see my name, they're like Yomar. Your name can't be Yomar. It's got to be Omar. I'm gonna fix your name. Like no, I was born with this name. I'm pretty sure there's a Y in front of the name. One of my pet peeves. Sorry. Quick tangent. And don't forget, also besides Twitter, you can catch us on geekyantics.net. And every now and then we do podcast recaps on there where we share links to all our guests and do highlights and share the videos and all that stuff. So if you missed the live show, you can get a quick get caught up real quick on the meat and potatoes of what went down, especially if we went off on lots of tangents, which we're known to do. And we also encourage everybody to leave us some voicemail messages at 1206-415-4987. Yes, Obi said call him. If you're watching the video, he's motioning for you. He's doing the Vanna White for you. But again, it's 206-415-4987. Let us know how we're doing. Give some feedback on any of our shows. Share some news, something interesting that you want us to discuss. Anything. We're open to everything and everything and anything. Oh, yeah, you get what I'm saying. And I think that's pretty much it. Almost anything. Oh yeah, an email. If you don't like voicemail, you can leave us email. That's still a thing. That's mail@geekyantics.net. And that about covers the plugs. So now, without further delay, it's time for our feature discussion. I know Sean has to leave very soon. So here we go.
I'm good here for a little bit.
You are? All right, cool. Good, because you got to be a part of the discussion because we're about to get deep on one of our favorite topics. Double deep. This is our feature discussion titled Zombie Rules and Wish Lists. But it's a little bit more than that. So we're going to talk about, what are the rules in the zombie universe from a fan perspective or as a writer, Oh, I know you're getting excited, Sean. Hold on.
And you're going to start a riot with that.
I had a debate today.
I know. This is I had you in mind, bro, because I've been listening to your shows recently, and we're on the same wavelength. So we're going to get deep on this. So we're talking about the rules of zombies and why it's important to get them right and consistent. And we can talk about some of our preferences in zombie types versus maybe infected, which some people will argue are not the same thing, right? We're also going to talk about another big thing, what we would like to see in zombie stories. And Jason, I'm going to say, Jason's got a different take on the zombie story, which I find very refreshing. So we're going to talk about that amidst all of our discussion here. And then, we can maybe also talk about, could we really survive a zombie apocalypse? Would it even be that bad? What would need to happen for it to, really become as bad as they make it in some of these movies? So we'll discuss these questions along with some of our favorite zombie stories in recent experiences. And without further ado, what do you got for us, Sean? Because it sounds like you're about to burst.
Well, I had a debate today, and over on my show ZombieCast, my co-host is every week is Matt Moak from AMC's The Talking Dead, and a lot of times I can go to Moak, and he's the founder of the Zombie Research Society, and I can be like, Moak this, Moak that, how do you feel about this? But Zed Radio, the guys over at Zed Radio, messaged me today and said one of their fans said that with Romero's Law of Zombie, if you watch Land of the Dead, there's a hanging scene to where a man returns without being bit, comes back as a zombie. And if you listen to the very first of Land of the Dead, it's the famous words of persons who have recently died have been returning to life. That is a fact. So I got to check this out. Is maybe Jason's familiar with it, but I haven't seen Land of the Dead in a long time. But it's really been on the edge about it, and I haven't discussed this with my co-host Matt Moak yet, but could Romero zombies be just like the Walking Dead zombies? Or, to where if you die, you could still come back? Because if you think about it, it says persons who have recently died have been returning to life, but they claim that hanging scene, they hang a man, and he returns as a zombie without being bit. So I really need to watch this because that means I've been lying for all these years of being a zombie fan. That I don't know, man. I got to check this out. It's a good debate.
I guess the first question is, do you consider Land of the Dead canon with the other three? Because I tried to delete it from memory
Yeah, me too.
after watching it. So, you know, I basically just go with the original three on things like that. I don't really look at Diary or Land and pay much attention.
Yeah. I'm totally with you. Or Survival.
Yeah.
but it's even in Night of the Living Dead, it seems like that the news report kind of says the same thing. Persons who have recently died have been returning to life. But could that mean something? Yeah, I would like to know an explanation. It's always been in our face, that saying, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Do you have to be bit by a Romero zombie, or does this change things? Yes, I really want to force myself to watch Land of the Dead again, and just to see that scene, because it could change the whole rule aspect of the Romero zombie. Jason, dude.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, and sorry, Yogi, but I know you and I know Obi, and we've talked this before. But the main question that we ask on my show for first time guest is your definition of a zombie, and we always put it as it could be a Scooby-Doo zombie, Indiana Jones, Romero. Everybody has their own style of zombies. But Jason, like whenever you go to a movie, just so I know your aspect, what is a zombie to you, man? Like for me, it's the fear of the nick of the tooth. Like just that scrape of the tooth is what you fear. So the real intense moments is like that. And for me, I like the Shamblers.
I've always been a Shambler guy, with rare exceptions. Dawn of the Dead remake being the most obvious. I thought that was going to be horrible, and it ended up
I agree.
being pretty decent. Typically the Shamblers, just because from a storytelling perspective, you can get into a lot of different things. If the zombies can fly around like that, you're more worried about just surviving moment to moment because they're so fast. Whereas you can get into a lot of different, not to get too super dorky here, like the socioeconomics of the way people survive together, if they're Shamblers. So I'm not one of the guys that's super anal about it. I'm not going to sit and argue with people about 28 Days Later versus Night of the Living Dead or any of that stuff. I enjoy both for what they are, but if I had to really boil it down, I guess I usually go with more of the Romero zombies.
Right. I just wanted to know that, being that we're talking zombies, just kind of your outlook on the genre.
I like when people do different things too. The zombie genre can get so stale at times because you have so many people with just no idea what they're doing. Like The Walking Dead has laid out the blueprint for how to make a good zombie series, and yet if you go on Netflix and watch some of the crap on there, it's just mind blowing.
Right. Like for me, a lot of times I say, you can have a king that created the genre, but for me, if it was Romero versus Walking Dead, or Romero versus the Greg Nicotero or Robert Kirkman zombie, I would probably go with the more modern Walking Dead zombie. I'm more of a fan of it than the king himself of George Romero, and that's blasphemy in this genre, but Walking Dead nails it, man. Swamp Walker and all those guys, man, is I love the rule, everything about it.
It doesn't help that George Romero is basically the George Lucas of the horror genre.
Amen.
He started off just hitting grand slams, and then he had a stroke somewhere or something, and forgot how to make good movies.
Right.
His stuff has basically become self-parody.
And he took a break for a little while too, didn't he? It was like, I remember it felt like there was like a 5 to 10 year period where it was like you didn't hear anything about George Romero, and all of a sudden he came back.
I don't know. Was he making other things? I'm not sure. Because I know he made The Crazies, but that was like in the 70s.
Who was that? George Romero?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Doc of the Dead? This on Netflix.
Yeah, it's dumb as hell.
Like DOCK? Doc?
No, DOC. It's a new documentary. My co-host is in it. Matt Moak, Doctor of the Dead is in it, but it's got like Judith O'Dea. It's like 2014, I think, or maybe late 2013 is when it was made. But it's all these people from Bruce Campbell to Matt Moak to Judith O'Dea from Night of the Living Dead to Nicotero. They're all arguing the law of zombies, and they're arguing this, that, and the other, and then like they'll go to Nicotero and it's like, fuck a fast zombie, fuck them. It's just not, if you have Netflix, you really should check it out.
Oh, well, take a look.
In the chat, there's so much good stuff going on right now. I'm having a hard time keeping up, but
I'm keeping up with it just fine.
Are you? Well, this really caught my attention. Supposedly, Call of Duty isn't allowing any form of zombies third-party game mode unless it's Treyarch. Since World at War, 260 trillion zombies were brutally murdered. 50% of them were teabagged. What the heck? Is that really a thing? Is that really like a hard stat? I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's great. I put the info up on the chat if you scroll up.
Okay. I was trying to get Jason's Twitter.
Yeah. I got you, man. I got you. I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's wanting me to log in. I don't have an account here.
It's good. We do a lot of our shows on here. So you should sign up and then and hit that follow button.
I'll have to do that.
But see, there's so much to talk about here, and I feel we're gonna barely scratch the surface. So, I agree. I like the Shamblers more because I think from a storytelling perspective, there's a few things you could do better with that. Or maybe the concession would be, I think what's more believable is a zombie that becomes slower as they decay. I could buy that more. So it's scary when you have the runners, especially when you come to expect the slow moving ones, and all of a sudden one starts running and jumping after you. Like, what? So that's cool. Well, so it depends how they handle it.
Well, I really like with what Freeman said before, when he asked what's your type of zombie. I think he asked until they have something wrong with them or they start decaying. Like if like one of the he could be one of the fastest runners in the world, but if you shot off the dude's leg before he turned into a zombie, he's only got one leg, so he can't run. He's gonna crawl after you, or hop, or whatever he's gonna do. But he's not gonna run. If they have legs and if they haven't been hurt in the process, barring whatever they're just turning, they should be able to run and jump and bound and. But what do they do? Do they ever die off?
I've seen some things where they say because they're dead, their muscles don't work right or something. But
then how would they be able to walk? Period. Then, if you want to
exactly, I don't know.
I mean,
that's why I don't really get into some of those arguments. You're wrong either way.
And as zombies, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think whatever they go with, they just need to set the rules and follow them consistently.
Exactly.
What were you gonna say, Obi?
Well, I don't remember it all anymore. I gotta say it when I have it. It doesn't stick around very long.
See.
Well, all right, which would be
worse?
Don't take
the podcast.
Yeah, which would be worse, a full-fledged zombie apocalypse like we see in The Walking Dead, or do you think that maybe a silent virus like Contagion would be worse, or say like Ebola is now? Yeah, you can't run from it. It's silent.
I'd rather have a full apocalypse. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, I'd like my odds better in the zombie apocalypse.
I'd rather, especially if I know it's coming, that I can make sure I get with people that I know is gonna not be stupid, make sure my family is all taken care of, and then just get ready for it. All we have to do is start fighting. We'll make it down south. We'll meet you guys up. I'd rather stay up north because it's cold, and zombies are slower in the cold, I think.
Well, they should be.
We should be.
Yeah.
I think an invisible enemy by far is much scarier. From a storytelling perspective, it's scarier because even horror, when they don't show the monster, when they don't show the demon, they don't show the whatever the foe might be. It leaves a lot more to the imagination. We picture something far worse than what they could actually do with special effects, right? So, but just in real life, an enemy you can't see, whether it's a virus or an invisible being of some sort. That's scary stuff. At least with a visible enemy, you could plan for, like Obi said.
Has anybody ever watched Supernaturals
Yes.
with the two brothers that hunt the demons? Well, it was like
Yeah,
episode
I love
7 or 8 to where they actually had to go back to their house, and their mom actually saved them with the poltergeist. They didn't show the poltergeist at all, but they knew it was freaking deep, evil. It's one of the worst evils in hell, or
Right.
Sure.
which was, that's kind of the thing that, if that's what it's gonna be. If it's not, one of those, but like a virus or just whatever, that slowly you get more and more people. Now, my question to that, and this is to you, Sean.
Right.
Instead of the having either a breakout or a virus, now is there with our technology and our advancements, are we actually catching this prior to where there wouldn't be a full outbreak?
I don't know, because like realistically speaking, yesterday a man died with Ebola in the U.S.
Well,
The United States couldn't save him.
He was downtown Ebola Central, dude. Of course he died.
But what I'm saying is, you're not always safe. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It was I mean, what was your question again? Like,
well, you asked us earlier, would we rather have like the silent,
oh yeah.
something, a disease? Well, with our technologies, are we able to catch that? Or just a full, it's going to happen regardless? Would you just have the Big Bang, or it's slowly going up to the Big Bang?
I don't know, slowly would be best, but
Well, then you could probably stop it and save as many people as you wanted to. But still, I would rather just get into it. Let's get, let the apocalypse come down. Hope to God I'm one of the few that actually make it in the first 24 to 48 hours. And then we just start taking body counts, man.
Have you ever seen the movie Contagion, Obi?
Yes.
Because if you remember in Contagion, you could get a vaccine and then you were kind of marked as the safe one. But, that would just be terrible. I think that flesh eating, corpse walking, quiet shambler zombies would be a million times better than something like Contagion that was swiping over, say, the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, you asked the question, and what would you rather have? So, and thanks, Lucas.
Zombies.
The
zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I think we all agree that zombies would be easy to deal with. Because not to mention, if we had a pandemic viral outbreak, right? Something just global, just terrible, right? To the point where you can't isolate it, quarantine it anymore. You know how many people would lie about having it just so they could survive, and then they end up infecting other people. I mean, everybody. I think all of us do it.
You have it? No.
Hey, you look a little sick. Are you okay? No, yeah. I got some dust in my eye, man, and
Allergies.
The pollen in the air. And then actually, we messed it up for everyone else. We'll join the safe community where no one's infected, and then we make everybody else sick.
Well, there's a movie on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, it was with the Ebola. Lucasa said it in chat. For the fact that reason why the guy probably died in the first place is he lied at customs, lied at the hospital. They didn't even know he really had Ebola until it was too late already.
All right. Right.
I mean, the country he came from wants to press charges on him for lying at customs.
But well, let me ask you this. Say, speaking in the terms of zombie apocalypse, like on my show, we always say zombie apocalypse, but survival is earthquakes, tornadoes, aka zombie apocalypse. It's always good to know. But could there be a silent epidemic? Because, that guy went to the hospital. He lied about where he had been, but they thought he had flu symptoms, and they sent him home for 4 days. Now, that being the story, do you think that it could cause panic? Because a lot of people still get the flu, same symptoms as Ebola. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they turned this guy away and thought it was just the flu. Well, what about the next 10,000 people that just had the flu? How do they know to send them away?
Okay, well, the first thing to that,
It's like a false epidemic.
I don't know how many hospitals, but I will actually find it for you. But there are several hospitals up and down the East Coast and up and down the West Coast that are now, when they come from a different country and they have flu-like symptoms, they're checking them for everything, especially Ebola or anything that could come from Africa, India, China, or any other country in the world. That's something that they have to. If somebody comes in, we just came from South Africa. All right, let's check them for malaria, Ebola, anything else. It's just another name to the list, man.
Well, let me ask you this, Jason. Your neighbor in town has the Ebola patient, right? He died of flu symptoms. Well, you feel like you're getting the flu and you go to the hospital and they're like, it's good, just go home. Do you panic? Do you go home? What do you do, Jason?
Go home. That's for damn sure.
I mean, because you got the same symptoms of the guy that just died, but you probably just honestly got the flu, but it's a big risk, man. You go home, you die.
I would not let them send me home. There's no way.
Well,
but that's what I'm saying. There's a million flu cases that's about to strike up here in the fall season.
Well, you got to think about it too. If you're a person and you're thinking about this consciously, like when you're at a hospital and you have flu symptoms and it's bad enough to go to the hospital, you're going to say, if you're actually thinking about it, which if you're a person that cares about yourself or one of your family members, and this breakout just happened, a guy just died, you're going to say, hey, do a test for Ebola. Well, it's $100 more. I don't care. Do whatever you need to do. Do this test, please. They'll do it for you just by asking. If it's something, especially with the same symptoms, a doctor's not going to say no to you, especially for that.
Right. Which I got a flu vaccine this week. The last 5 years I've gotten flu vaccines, but the last time I got the flu, I was out of work nearly 2 weeks and I felt like death. It was hard to swallow, the fever, the aches, the full face. A lot of people quote had the flu, but you guys know what it's like when you really have the flu.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Your eyeballs feel like they're ice cold because your eyelids are running such a fever. When you swallow, it's like lumping your,
Yeah, I got it last year, and it was the first time I'd ever hallucinated in my life. One night, I was just hallucinating the entire night because my fever was so high.
That's some good shit.
And it was, I got some pretty good story ideas out of it, actually.
Yeah, man.
But Jason, I'm sure you hear people be like, I've got a flu that I need to get over. But if you got the full-fledged flu,
they're full of shit.
It's bad shit. I don't ever want it again.
You're not getting off the couch. You are fucked up.
Yes. And AKA Ebola symptoms. Do you understand what I'm saying? When it's like a false panic epidemic, a lot of people's going to panic, I think, worried, just for their well-being. Like if I took my kid to the doctor with the flu and they're like, oh, it's just the flu right now, I'd be like, I'm scared. I would honestly be scared for my son.
Did you guys ever see the movie Pontypool?
Yes,
It's on
Pontypool.
Netflix.
Pontypool.
I love the way it was transmitted in that movie. It was like a brain virus you got from the English language. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. Considering almost nothing happens in it, it was really interesting.
Yeah, but because it's like a radio station, but Yogi, I don't know if you've seen it, you or Obi, it feels like he's doing a podcast. And everybody's calling in and it's talking about, oh my God, they're killing people here. And then somebody will call in and be like, oh no, they're over here. And he's just basing the whole city's just being torn apart while he's broadcasting. It's a really good movie, especially on Netflix. I think it's worth seeing.
Oh, it's absolutely worth seeing. I loved it. It's actually one of my favorite zombie movies, and it barely classifies as a zombie movie.
Right.
So,
Well, see, let's backpedal on it. And thanks for the segue, because now I think we're going to get to the real heart of this discussion. I think zombies are more a metaphor. I think they're more interesting as a metaphor than the actual creatures. That's what makes them interesting, because when I think zombies, I think about a global, crisis, apocalyptic level issues, and the viral outbreaks and all that kind of stuff. Actually, Sean, recently you had this discussion with Craig Engler, right, from Z Nation,
Right.
about how one of the biggest missed opportunities in the storytelling of zombies is that they don't explain how they got there. It's not believable. You can't suspend your disbelief because they make it seem like it just happened overnight, and it's just like, well, wouldn't walls protect you? Like someone mentioned in the chat, Lonnie mentioned, oh, that's what walls are for. Like they keep the infected out. But the thing is, the reason a zombie apocalypse is scary is because you assume, or at least I assume, that the incubation period of the virus, if you're thinking about a viral outbreak, the incubation period of a virus that would cause a zombie apocalypse would be not so fast that the symptoms would show right away, but not so slow that but it could be caught and removed right away. So it needs to be slow for sure because you want it to spread out with people not even knowing that they have it, do their normal things, get their freak on, spit in someone's face because they got annoyed by them, whatever, punch someone and trade blood, and then all of a sudden that's how it spreads. Before people even know it's a thing. That's the scary part about the zombie apocalypse is the virus, the outbreak, the silent killer. And by that time, it's already spread out so far. By the time someone finally catches on that there's something going on, it's too late, right?
Right. Well, and and two, in every zombie movie that I've ever seen, that's how it started. To where it's basically you have one person track something from a different country or just something that they're not used to, and then it spreads and then it mutates, and then all of a sudden they turn ravenous and bite one other person. That's how it spreads. Well, nobody knows what's going on in the big city, but down in Farmer Bill's house, guess what? Farmer Bill and all his kids are zombies. They're making it towards the city. They're gonna bite people, whoever they want.
Right, but even with the Romero, you think Night of the Living Dead, it had already started. Have we ever been told what started the Romero zombie ever?
I've never heard.
I believe in the original one, didn't they say it was something about a comet coming close to the Earth?
That's right.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah.
Those zombie movies make no sense.
And I've also seen the whole origin story where there's chemicals in a factory and then they spill and then the people out there. But see, those stories suck because the viral outbreak is, to me, I think is the best scenario realistically because you wouldn't be able to stop it in a timely manner unless a chemical outbreak. You could say it could work if people don't manifest symptoms right off the bat. But if you start seeing a bunch of freakish people like going around grunting and bleeding from the eye sockets or whatever, you're probably gonna stay away from them or let the authorities know, and then they might take some preemptive. Like there's measures in place, right? But it's just, I think it's a shame that in zombie storytelling we don't see too many origin story. Now, Jason, in your trilogy, and I just started book 1, so I'm not gonna lie and say that I've gotten deep into it. I'm about 6-7 chapters in. But I like the fact that you start showing how it gets pretty much gets started,
Just to get an idea of where you're at, where is Lance in the story? Like physically, is he in the hospital? Is he in his apartment?
Well, the most impressionable thing was when he ran into the friend, the
like
awkward
where you're
friend.
at right now. Where is he at physically in the story?
Don't worry about spoiling it. Don't worry about spoiling it because I don't.
No, I'm asking you as far as you are reading it.
I think he just bumped into his friend in the street, and then there was like the weird looking lady.
That's as far as you got?
And I got a little further than that.
Okay.
Well,
This is is that all you did?
You're at the very beginning. Okay. It's not a zombie series, first of all. I should say that. It starts off very much like a zombie series, but they end up becoming closer to vampires than anything else.
But I like the way you do it though, because it's kind of that 0 hour effect that you normally don't see.
Yogi's in the prologue.
Basically.
I read the preface,
2 chapters,
the foreword, the
you
cover.
Listened to the sample on Audible.
No, but that really made it made a real...
He knows the chapters.
Listen. I was honest. I said I haven't gotten that deep into it. He knows I haven't gotten that deep into it. But just from what I got into, it made an impression on me because every zombie story or vampire story, they have similar kind of progressions. It's always about the after effect, right? Or when it's already spread out really far, but you don't hear the beginning of it. When people first started becoming aware of the issue or the first infected come about. That's important. It's a missed opportunity.
The first book in the trilogy is the apocalypse story. Most zombie books are post-apocalyptic. The first one and this one is apocalyptic, and then the next 2 are post.
So except for like Return of the Living Dead, remember it starts out
Oh God, I love Return of the Living Dead.
day one. You know, they spilled that container.
Yeah,
From
I
the
love when they get the right up run the. Well, I can't talk now either. Is this contagious?
What?
uh, when that
Rory.
barrel bursts and the animals start getting reanimated in there. Remember, the dog is like cut in half. Do you guys know what the hell I'm talking
Wait,
about?
was that the one?
Yes.
Wait, is that the movie? 'Cause they're all a blur in my head. I gotta be honest. But is that the one where the container spills over and there's like a corpse in it?
Yes.
Gunk. Okay. Yeah.
I just love the way those guys react at the beginning because they start seeing this dead stuff and they're just running around going, "Oh Jesus, oh God!" It's like what everybody would be doing, right? Just like flipping shit, running around like an idiot.
Yeah. That is fun.
Yeah, but yeah, my I don't want to lead anyone into thinking it's a straight zombie series. It's not. It starts off that way, and I wanted so. The thing with zombies is they can either be done really well like The Walking Dead or you're just like somebody else. So the market's tricky, right? Like you want to get that zombie crowd because they're so hardcore, but then you don't want to disappoint them. So it's like you were saying, you kind of set up your own rules and then you follow them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the first story you're talking about, the origin, it's more terrorist attack stuff, and it happens so quickly that they're not able to cope with it at all. And then the more drastic change that happens on the third day is what there's the way they mutate. There's just no way you could defend it. So
Right.
because they said they become more like vampires, they become allergic to sunlight. So on the third day, everyone who's infected disappears, and the people who are still alive and normal think that they've just gone somewhere to die because their bodies were decaying rapidly and getting really screwed up. And then that first night when they come out, almost everybody's wiped out. So, and then from there, it's basically when nightfall is coming, you better find somewhere secure, bank vault, get on a boat somewhere. Because if you're in your apartment and nightfall comes, that's it.
It's always the
Yeah.
boat. The boat is like, hey, yeah, they can't get you on a boat.
Right.
That's what I kind of liked about Cell from Stephen King, because it wasn't necessarily the flesh-eating zombies. It was more the, there was a pulse with the cell phones, but they would do certain things, like disappear and follow certain ways and walk certain, like east or west, following something throughout the book. But it's like a new thing to it. But I love what you're telling me, Jason, about your story, about your trilogy. It's pretty awesome.
And I will also, let me backtrack real quick. So the trilogy is called The Hunger, right, Jason?
Correct.
And book 1 is Devoured.
Yep.
Devoured. So
book 2 is Consumed. Book 3 is Ravaged.
Okay. I started to listen to Ravaged, and I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, don't start on Ravage. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so I caught on to that. I'm like, okay, there we go. And that the voice actor you have, I guess, like I said in the pre-show, he that's like Dave Fennoy epicness. His voice is amazing.
So what's the name of the trilogy again?
The Hunger.
The Hunger.
Yeah. If you have
Sean, you'll like it.
If you have a Kindle, iPad, whatever, the first ebook is free everywhere. So download that novel for free. Give it a shot. If you like it, you get the other ones.
There we go. And we're gonna work out something to share your links and promote it, and we'll keep in touch. We should get you back on once I listen to more of the audiobooks too, so we can really talk about it. I mean, like I said, just from the beginning, what I loved is all the imagery and the fact, the encounter was great because here's this guy that's really down and out of his luck. I mean, he's just. We've all been in that place before where you just hit a rut and it's like, oh my gosh, can it get any worse? And he's thinking he can't get worse because his wife's about to leave him. He runs into a guy that's like wearing a nice suit, just sold off his business and is about to buy another company. And he's like, oh, so how's your wife doing? It's like,
That's pretty awesome.
She's leaving me. And then the guy's like, oh, that sucks. It's like someone says it. I'm like, oh my god! And everybody knows that situation. It's like, really, this is all I need right now. And then out of like, you can't get worse. Then this freaking freakish creature comes into the scene. I mean, it's great.
You
How many
actually bring
books
up.
have?
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna say, how many books have you done, man? There's a lot of stuff. Lotion, The Gate.
No shit.
Yeah, I have a short story in the Hunger series called Lotion. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
The
as ridiculous
Dark.
as it sounds. I've
And
got
and
maybe 9 novels, couple novellas, couple short stories.
Non-scented.
it's good. That chick's hot on Ravage too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put a hot chick on a zombie book. It actually sells. It's interesting. Now, I should say I do have a traditional zombie series called West of Hell, which is zombies in the Old West, and those are
Ooh.
shambling, regular, shooting the brain to kill zombies. But the newest series is not zombies, but what you were talking about. The main character, Lance York, is just a guy, a really down on his luck guy. He's not special forces. He's not some sniper or some survivalist. That's the other thing that zombie novels, zombie movies, sometimes, I don't want to see the super badass guy that I can't relate to. The guy who's been playing Xbox on his couch for 3 years straight and can't run up a hill to escape zombies. How does that guy survive? So that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. Like, you're just a dude.
Well, that's and the other thing too. If a zombie apocalypse ever happened, all of a sudden the rock stars are no longer rock stars, and I think it's a paradigm shift because suddenly the people that lost their purpose for living find a reason to live. They realize how important their life really is when it's really threatened, and they become the rock stars. And the guys that are used to like the life of leisure and getting everything on a silver platter, the rich snobs. Like I bet you they would die off first, unless they like stay underground for a long time with other provisions. But so it's interesting to get into that aspect and have that relatable character. I definitely agree. And the imagery that you use, like all the details and the scenes and everything, is just great. The words you use is good wordsmithing. So I'm looking forward to listening to more, man. You did
Appreciate that. Thank you.
well played, sir.
I'm telling it as we speak, man. You have a couple of free first parts. I'm looking at iBooks right now.
Yeah,
and,
I try to make.
Slumped Part 1 is free also.
What's free?
Slumped.
Slumped.
Never mind. That was Jason Brent. Sorry.
Well, there you go. It's a different guy.
I don't remember writing that one, but I've drank a lot of beer.
I'm sorry,
I've
man.
erased that memory.
3 supernatural thrillers.
Jason, have you watched the Strain?
I have not watched that yet. No, I've heard mixed things.
Well, what I like about it, it's kind of like what I'm getting the impression from your audiobooks, that it's a vampire story but with a kind of zombie feel to it. So give it a chance. I don't know. I think it's a great show overall.
Sorry, hold on.
It's got some tropes. But...
His career circled the drain. He looked to think for the not
Sorry.
by his throat and pulled it down.
Actually, I recognize that. That's the beginning of my book.
Yeah.
A computer lady.
There you go.
Economy like it did now. Businesses couldn't invest money in a guy like Lance, a young.
Oh my God, that voice is terrible though.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get my narrator. It's way better.
Yeah, the narrator, he just brings it home, man. But yeah, the strain of it, I don't know. I can see where people might have a problem with it, but it's got high production value. It almost feels like a movie at times. It does have a lot of tropes. There's a lot of things that are a bit cliche, but I like that it's a different take on vampires, because vampires got stale for a while. You know how it is. It's like vampires and zombies, they switch places all the time. Like anytime vampires are hot, zombies are kind of out of the meta, let's say. And then
Twilight just kicked the shit out of the vampire genre.
Oh gosh,
It's still trying to recover.
I'm all zombie all the time, dude.
The strain is good though.
The Lost Boys is probably the last time I've been a vampire fan.
Lost Boys is great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well, let me ask the zombie master here. What did you think of World War Z?
You know,
We have people talking about them in the chat too.
Me and my 11-year-old son went to see this, and a listener from my show actually come into town so we could go see it together. and I liked it. I love to hate it as much as I liked it. But I got to say, if you have Netflix, in the theater, it was a PG-13 movie. Netflix just recently released the PG-13 version and then also the unrated version. The unrated version is a little bit more jumpy, a little more blood. They added blood to it. not a zombie movie for me. The book seemed more of a zombie
Yeah, sure.
book. I mean, the Max Brooks version. But as for, as for the movie, it was an enjoyable movie. As a Brad Pitt fan, I kind of like the whole synopsis, I guess, but not much a fan. My show was actually on the zombie panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and Max Brooks was there. And from my understanding, I'm not. I really don't think he's much of a fan.
He's probably a fan of the big ass check he cashed, though.
Amen. but I don't know, Jason. How did you feel about World War Z? I enjoyed it as a movie. Don't get me wrong.
I thought it was
No,
going to be
just-
completely awful, and it was better than I expected. It's not something I'm, going to watch 50 times, but I didn't think it was as bad as everybody made it sound like it was
Yeah.
going to be. I wished it had been rated R,
Yeah.
and I wish the ending had been a little more consistent with the rest. First three quarters of that movie was crazy, with how fast they were, and then the end is like he's sneaking through hallways.
It was anticlimactic.
Yeah. But I think if you'd made that rated R, that would have been a really badass movie.
Yeah. Now, I have to say, no matter what you say about that movie, whether you loved it or hated it, the science that they try to do there, that part of it was good. The fiction, you could argue, but the science of the sci-fi was there because the whole thing about, it's viral and viruses, are kind of coded to find weakness so they could take over. That was kind of smart. That was big,
That was interesting. Sure.
the big plot twist. So when they had that revelation, that was cool.
I remember when I left thinking people need to stop having Brad Pitt come to their camp or their military base because every time he comes there, he's one of two people who survives.
That's true.
He goes to Jerusalem, everyone's dead. He gets in a plane, everyone's dead. He goes to the military base, everybody dies. Stop having this dude to your place. It is not working out.
Didn't that happen in Inglourious Bastards too?
Oh man, I didn't.
He was the commander of Inglorious Bastards, which killed what 1,000 Germans on their way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got almost all of his unit got killed, and then he survived somehow.
But yeah, Brad Pitt in World War Z, that dude won't die. Plane crash, doesn't matter.
It's true.
He's fine.
But Inglourious Bastards had Eli Roth, which is good.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good catch.
Yeah.
Something Bear was his name? Something Bear?
Yeah. Shot Hitler. Right?
Oh yeah. I gotta watch that again. That was a good movie. But so back to the zombies, because there's still a lot more stuff we gotta talk about. So real quick. So you guys haven't really watched The Strain, so we'll move away from that. But how about Z Nation?
I haven't seen that yet, no.
I know, Sean.
Episode 1, I dug it. I didn't understand the law of zombie. 2 was good. The third one I kind of slumped, but last week really sucked me in. One thing I like about Z Nation is they have iconic zombies 2 to 3 times per episode. Like the Willwell zombie, the Duck zombie, the Stone zombie, the Liberty Bells, and try not to spoil anything, but you, Jason, if you're a zombie fan, you gotta overlook the sci-fi-ish filter to it and just enjoy it. Before going into it, remember sci-fi, Sharknado, but
Sharknado.
But as for the zombies, have you watched it? Have you watched it, Yogi?
Yes.
I think the zombies, dude. That sci-fi filter. If you look past it, I think some of the zombies are better than the Nicotero zombies. They look really good.
And I think the most important thing is that they're having fun with it. So, like, The Walking Dead focuses more on the soap. It's kind of like a soap. I mean, Robert Kirkman calls it a soap opera. Let's just be honest. That's what he calls it. He's the creator. People don't like that when they refer to it as that. But that's what it really is. It's about the human interactions, the emotions there. It's not so much about the zombies. But Zombie Nation's like nonstop zombies in your face. But they do so many fresh things that it keeps it interesting. It's a fun romp. And I'm starting to see that they're, doing the character development as well.
Yeah. And then Bill Mosley joined this week too, the cast.
Oh, nice.
So,
How many episodes is it going to be?
13.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably wait till the season's over then. And then
But Jason, you're gonna watch the first episode, and you're gonna see a zombie baby sometime in it, and you're gonna be like, "Well, I just don't know about this series." I'm just being honest. Give it to the episode 4, and I think you'll be sold on it because it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's got that silliness to it too. Yeah, if you remember, Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies was made by the same company that's doing Z Nation.
Asylum.
Yeah, Asylum. But
Asylum's
stick with
making
it.
something that's good? That's incredible.
It is, and I'm really. I was on the
what
fence.
just happened over here?
I don't know what's going on. I think Obi's laughing and then having a heart attack.
It's the chat, man.
Oh, the chat is
Talking
crazy.
about Lucasa's, getting married. She likes saying the name her fiance, and I said, wait till you get to the next step. And it's bring painkillers
like a whole
and
different-
Vaseline, and just
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Yeah, it's a whole different conversation where like the zombies and then there's like
can't do that to me.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Sorry,
But,
man, I interrupt you.
But I hate to be rude, guys, but I have to get to work. I have to get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Give us a plug for Zombie Cast, man.
And I want to come back, and Obi, I want to get you on. Yogi, you're on all the time, but Jason, man, we got to get up. We'll start exchanging Twitters and stuff. But get you involved with Zombie Cast too, and
Yeah, I'd love to come on and talk some
and
more zombie shit.
yeah, man, but because it's just give us a listen, and we're Zombie Cast, unofficial guide to zombies, but it's just like you and your buddies talking about zombies in a comedy way. But give us a chance. But you can check out my stuff over at zombiecast.net. You can follow me on Twitter at FreemanDaddy5, at Dead Reviews, and at ZombieCast News. And actually, we're the ZombieCast army's been growing, Yogi, and you're always pushes, dude. And Dead Reviews is almost 40,000. And I just want to thank you, Yogi, and you, Obi, because you guys are always retweeting our stuff and pushing anything that we do. But just check out ZombieCast. If you're into zombies, and 9 times out of 10, the people that like the show don't even like zombies. It's just a good atmosphere, good laugh, a lot of laughs. But Yogi, 1 week, man, we're going to be having pints.
Yeah, man. And if you could pop by next Thursday or leave us a voicemail message, cause we're gonna do like the night before. We're gonna do horseplay and get amped for the event, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Nice, dude. No strawberry daiquiris, all right?
No.
But Obi, dude, I love you, man, and we're gonna get up soon on my shows, man. You've always been good to me, man, and had open arms. And Jason, dude, it is very nice to meet you, man. I've downloaded your book as we speak, and then I'll be talking about it on ZombieCast, man. Hopefully, we can get you on over there here soon.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
Yeah. Quick plug, right quick. My co-host writes for a lot of magazines, but he writes for the Zombie Research Society articles a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna turn him on to your trilogy, man, and try to get some literature done over there at the society. There's like 200 some thousand paid subscribers at Zombie Research Society. So it get a good pitch out for you, man. We help each other out in this genre,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, but guys, have a good night, man, and I love you all. You guys are definitely family to me, man. Always good to me.
Right back at you, brother. And I can't wait for next week. I'm gonna explode from the excitement.
Strawberry daiquiris, roofies, and GoPro for
Sounds like you're shooting a porn.
Yeah, he might be streaking through Atlanta. Who knows?
Yogi, what part are you playing in that?
I don't know.
It's a
If it
solo
pays
movie.
well, it's all right.
We're just gonna observe. But you guys have a good night and a good rest of this show, man. And thank you guys for the opportunity of coming on tonight, man. It's I cherish everything. Love you guys. Bye.
See you later, bro.
Again, guys, that's Freeman Daddy 5. Make sure you guys go check him out. Twitter, ZombieCast. Thanks for coming on, Sean. Appreciate it. You coming too. But let's keep going right in with our show. We're just
Oh wait, we're still
hammered
not
on.
done with the zombie talk because
No.
there's still so
What
much
else you
more to
got
talk.
for me? Do you have more
Well-
zombie questions or what?
Well, you know, the thing I was gonna say, like, with Z Nation. I know you haven't seen it yet. The one aspect that bothers me as a writer, and I'm not, I've done a lot of ghostwriting, but I don't have anything really published like you do. Most of my stuff's been ghostwriting and some journalism or enthusiast press, as some people like to call it. So I've been around, but even me, I can look over certain things, but one thing that really gets me is bad dialogue.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Because and this shows like the first couple of episodes, the dialogue is a little grating, and it does feel like it's just a really cheap B-rate movie at times turned into a series. But then once you get past that, it's really fun. They do new things with zombies. They create some new scenarios. It's a really fun romp. I don't know if I say this comparison, I might take away from it, but I would kind of say it's like the Pirates of the Caribbean of zombie stories. Like it's fun. It's not, don't look for like really deep stories, but you could rewatch it a few times and enjoy it as long as you're not looking for like a really like intellectual storyline, for lack
Right,
of a
so
better
it's
word.
no Walking Dead. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I mean it's not, and another thing I would say too is that the team behind it, they're very much supportive of the community. So they're all about working with other writers and actors and podcasters and stuff. That they're all about the collaboration. So they're very down to earth. So it makes me want to support them further. So definitely check it out, man. And when you come back out, we'll talk about it. Obi, have you seen it at all?
No.
Well,
I'm
there
not
you
gonna
go.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like zombies. I love the zombie movies that I've watched lately. World War Z, like you guys were saying earlier, it was kind of a hit and miss. Like the first 3/4 of the movie was just awesome, and the last one like the last 10 minutes of the movie, I literally fell asleep. My wife had to wake me up
Yeah.
because it was just boring. He's just hiding. It's like explosions and shoot. Just getting into town, and doing all this shit. And then all of a sudden, he's walking quietly, tiptoeing to a halt. No, come on, dude. Good night.
Well, he drank a Pepsi. That's very good product placement. Something to be said about that.
Yeah, that pretty much sums that up.
So Jason, do you think, here's a good question here. Do you think that a campy style in storytelling ruins the immersion or even the enjoyment of a story?
I guess it depends on what you're going for. I mean, if you just want to make a campy movie or have a campy novel and if you're good with humor, then no. For example, you talking something like Army of Darkness level
Yeah.
camp? I love that stuff. If it's done right, I love it. Yeah, I mean, is it going to scare me? No, of course not. But I'm not really sure that's the goal either.
Well, speaking of which, supposedly Army of Darkness is coming back. I don't know if I should be excited or scared.
They've been saying that for like 20 years. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Bruce Campbell's always like, "Oh, we're doing it," and then nothing happens. So, yeah, we'll see. Plus,
I love Bruce Campbell though.
oh, I do too. The guy's hilarious, but
Yeah.
Ash. Well, I mean, what would the storyline be? Like, Ash is old and fat now, and still has a robot hand he carries around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's true.
We'll find out.
I just
We'll
feel
see.
like that world itself, the way they did that, it would have been cool to do something more with that. Like it would have been a cool series. I don't know.
I will watch anything that he and Sam Raimi do together. I'm on that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It wouldn't even matter what the storyline was. I'd watch it. So I love those two guys.
Did Sam Raimi work on Bubba Hotep?
No, that was the guy who made Phantasm.
Was it?
Shit, yeah, I can't remember his name. Don Coscarelli, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he did Bubba Hotep, which is actually based on a novel, I believe. So
That was a pretty cool one.
hilarious.
And
Bruce
then
Campbell as the king, you can't beat that shit.
He's the best. And My Name is Bruce. That was great too.
I did see that. Yeah.
You've seen any of this stuff, Obi?
I'm sorry.
Obi, you like Bruce Campbell? Are you still watching the Twitch chat?
Yeah, I'm letting you guys talk because I'm
Obi's enamored
When
with the
I hear
goose.
something that I want to get in and like and put my 2 cents in worth, I will put it in. You know that.
Oh, we got that. So we got to see tonight that I'm not talking a lot about anime. We got a huge anime crowd, so we might have to make a whole show. That'll be a theme for one night.
Well, we were talking too about me and Lainey. We were strippers to pay college. You know, pay the bills. She
I was
was.
just gonna ask what you were talking about because you said something about anal sex. Now it's strippers.
Wait a
I feel like
minute.
I'm missing something here.
Wait, I said nothing about anal.
Well, and it's even more confusing when you see little bits of zombie, like people picking up stuff that we're
Yeah.
talking about and then inserting it in the middle of that, and I'm like, anal stripper zombies? What? What is even going on? I don't know. Uh, so I think we actually covered a lot of the biggest things. Like, um, I kind of want to go back to what we were talking about in the beginning. I feel like there's still missed opportunities with the storytelling. Like a lot of it, like you said, Jason, is post-apocalyptic, and that's cool. But it almost feels like every story is the same thing. It's always survive, and then find a cure, and then everything's magically fixed. But what about the people that are still infected? What about the rebuilding of society? Like I would like to see the the rebuilding of the world after they find the cure, after they sunset the disease. That'd be cool. Or the 0 hour story, where you really get a feel like, wow, this is how it spreads. Because a lot of times when they create these worlds, you look at it as like, well, with all the technology we have and all these kind of like superhero guys that are surviving all this stuff, you would think that they would stop it well before it gets that bad. It's just that they aren't believable stories. Like, how did we get here?
Yeah, an unfortunate side effect of being an author is everyone who's writing or has written a book that's anywhere remotely close to yours wants you to read it. So people send me these horrible zombie stories. And I say horrible only because they're just the same thing, like over and over. Here comes the Green Beret. He's running through groups of zombies, cutting them down. It's like, I don't give a shit if anybody lives or dies. Or the characters are all jerks. That's something they do in movies, in like Netflix horror movies. All the characters are the biggest assholes like you've ever seen, and you just want all of them to die.
I don't get that, because isn't one of the greatest pleasures of a story is to have a protagonist that you're emotionally attached to, or at least a few characters you like?
Exactly. I don't get that at all. In fact, somebody was just telling me that that was one of his problems with The Strain. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but he was saying something about that he doesn't like any of the characters.
It's debatable. Like, there's a lot of morally gray decisions in there. So, like, again, like we talked about before, how infection stories, or vampire stories, zombies, there's a lot of commonalities there. I feel a lot of common threads, and I think it's all a metaphor to describe how corrupt the human nature has become.
Sure.
So they definitely show that darkness in all of humanity, because there's affairs going on and love triangles and the betrayal by best friends and sons and daughters that are disappointed in their parents because of the decisions they made and all kind of stuff like that. So it's got that. I don't want to cheapen it by saying soapy elements, but it's definitely got that. But I like the main character that they. I guess he would be the protagonist, because it pretty much revolves around him. I have no problems with him. I think he's likable, and I can relate to him because he's got kind of he's going through a divorce, and his ex-wife is kind of being a real bitch about it, because she's already moved in her new boyfriend, into the house that her ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, paid for or is still paying for. That kind of situation. It's like, oh, I hate that girl. I can't stand her. Her is not likable, because it's a jerk face thing to do. Like, the divorce isn't finalized. You move your boyfriend in already. Like, really? Have some respect. You didn't even pay for the house.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just always want to make sure there's like a Rick Grimes kind of character that you can get behind at the beginning. If everybody's a dickbag, then why should I be watching this?
That might be something that has to do with the state of society these days, because I've noticed the same thing from the perspective of a fan and from the perspective of creative, doing any kind of content. I notice people are more drawn to the jerks. Like, there's people in The Walking Dead that love Shane or that love the governor and they can't stand Rick Grimes. I'm like, why? Well, Shane kicks ass. He makes the tough decisions. Like, yeah, but if you get to that point where you lost your humanity and you just don't give a shit anymore, what's the point of living anymore? If that's all
Right.
society becomes, we become animals, then just freaking die and get it over with. Let another race take over or something.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's more important element of the survival stories is the fact that how do we keep our humanity intact?
Right. Well,
So
that's
that's
been one of the interesting things with The Walking Dead is watching Rick's humanity slide at times,
yeah.
and then watching his struggle. That's the point. If you're already a douche at the beginning of the show,
There's no wiggle room with that.
right? Okay, you're gonna be a douche forever. Whereas Rick, he kind of goes back and forth. So
And he did have that little moment, that little phase where he was kind of a blubbering idiot, like he just cried every time. It's like
yeah, that was
that was painful. I'm Team Rick all the way, but that was painful.
I still see him laughing over here. What's going on in this chat? I keep
Yeah, they
not paying
love the
attention to it.
chats. The chat's great, dude. I'm telling you, this is us every Thursday night, man.
We have now actually ran from rated R to we're dabbling into the 2X scene right now. So I'm just laughing.
Well,
One more X and we're gonna be full porn site.
I see women like porn too.
yeah,
Two of the girls in the chat are talking about.
hentai.
Anyway, why don't you just scroll up and read it because I don't want to say it out loud. So, anyway,
Well, let's keep things. We got like 15, 20 minutes left, so I want to definitely continue the zombie talk, Jason. So
Have at it.
you are welcome to come back anytime you want, brother. And like I said, guys, Jason, I'm gonna coerce him into collaborating on the Geeky Antics Network, whether he does podcasts with us, recurring hosts, maybe he'll, do some flash fiction for us, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I have a good title for you too. Sorry.
A good title.
For the like this the area where you do the flash fiction.
Hit me. What is it?
Oh,
I don't want to do any. I don't want to give any spoilers in case you like it. So I'll actually type it to you here in a second.
I will recommend that you guys check out my story, Punch the World. For some reason, people really like that story, and it's it's a messed up story.
Is it up on your site?
Yeah, geekyantics.net/storytelling. That's where we have flash fiction, haikus, and all kinds of other stuff, short stories.
That was one of your unusual pieces. Yes.
It was a social commentary.
Okay.
Actually, all four of those pieces pretty much speak to the state of the world as we know it right now, or in the near future. But
Yeah.
Obi, we have a giveaway. Let's speed things up here. We have a giveaway that we wanted to wrap up.
We do.
For Payday 2.
Now.
So lay down us.
I gotta put chat on the other screen so I don't read all this. You guys do remember? I know it's almost 2 months ago, dude. It's like holy crap. You guys do remember we were doing Payday 2? And sorry, we put it up on Geeky Antics YouTube page. All you had to do is comment, and tell us why you'd like to have the game, and then we use random.org, of course, and pick a winner. Well, the first winner we did pick, I tried to contact him for almost 3 weeks, just to try to get benefit of the doubt. Never got anything back. So we did get another winner. The new winner for this game is Racing John 2010. Congrats, dude.
That's awesome, and I know he tunes in all the time, so he'll actually claim the prize.
Right. Well, and I as I'm counting down, the different comments and everything, and I looked at it, and he's just, I would just really like to play the game. That's all it was. So, congrats to Racing John 2010. Hit me up. Actually, I'll hit you up on Twitch. Send you a message. Actually, YouTube. Send you a message, and then we'll get together on Steam, and we'll get you the game. Let's have it on TWW.
So yeah, timing on Timing Wimey Tea Time, we're doing the Soft Kitty song contest or singing contest, either way. And basically, you can call in at our voicemail line 1206-415-4987. Again, 206-415-4987, and sing your version of Soft Kitty. And we're gonna pick up to 20 finalists, and then have the community vote on the winners. 3 winners will win a Hearthstone throw pillow, and that's it. And it's only available to U.S. and Canada. Can we look into international shipping rates for odd-sized packages, regardless of rate of the weight, and the rates are just crazy. It's just no wonder all these contests and giveaways are always like U.S. and Canada only. It's like $5 item, $100 a ship. What? We don't have that kind of budget.
Stuff. I run into that stuff all the time. If I send signed books to people and they're in South Africa or something,
Oh,
their system over there, it can take 3 months, or sometimes they just keep it. They don't care.
oh yeah, 'cause
So-
customs.
Yeah, so you'll pay
Ugh.
$50 to ship it, and it doesn't get there anyway. So yeah, I had to stop doing that too.
It's terrible, man.
I feel bad, but it's like I can't afford that shit.
Trust me, the Geeky Antics, we're the network of starving artists. so
I'm with you.
So that's what we have to unite, man. When my brother introduced me to you, I was like, dude, why didn't you tell me about him sooner? It's like, it's a perfect fit. So that'll be great. There's great things in the future, guys. So stay tuned. But so yeah, just some real quick. We usually do our segment deals for cheap bastards. We're not gonna go too deep into it. I want to have opportunity before we get into plugs to chat a little bit more with Jason before we wrap things up. But I do want to point out that on Steam they have Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 full burst, 66% off. Now I'm a big fan of Naruto. I've been talking about anime. $10 game. Hey, you can't go wrong. If you like anime, it's even better buy, or fighting games. It's worth it. I know the new one is just coming out if it hasn't already, but $10 can't beat that. And it's also this on Steam. It's the free weekend for Space Engineers, and if you want to buy that game, it's 40% off this weekend as well. So that's through October 12th or 13th. I think the sale will go on, but the free weekend ends on Sunday the 12th. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure we haven't missed anything. So yeah, any other thoughts before we start wrapping things up? We got about 10 minutes left, so we could just shoot the shit a bit. Jason, anything?
Any thoughts on anything at all?
Yeah, the stuff we go back to the zombie stuff because it's still, I know, a lot more kind of bubbling in our brains there.
Zombie wise, I don't know.
or anything. Period.
I wonder if anybody's seen Annabelle yet. Does that come out last weekend or this weekend? It's one of the few horror movies that actually gets a theatrical release anymore. I haven't heard anything about it, good or bad.
Is that the one with
The Doll? It's like a prequel to The Conjuring that did gangbusters last year. You didn't see that one?
See,
It's pretty good.
I've caught some horror recently, things like Insidious, Mama, and they're okay, but they're not really scary. They're good stories, but they're not really scary. I don't know. It's just they fall so short. The scariest thing I've seen recently. Let me know how you feel about this. Yeah, I asked everybody this that likes horror. I think the scariest thing I've seen in recent times would probably be Sinister.
Oh, I love Sinister. That movie was so weird.
Dude, didn't it just mess with your brain completely?
I actually have the soundtrack, and sometimes I put it on when because it's like so bizarre. There's like gibbering in the background and stuff. It's really interesting.
Dude, I just thinking about that soundtrack, I get chills because it's that they create that ambiance where, they got everything right. The camera angles, the sound effects, the music. It's that haunting kind of music and sound effects, like just creepy. Like just the scene where the video where they show, and spoilers if you haven't watched this yet, but I'm sorry. But if this the scene, the video where they have the people in slow motion. It's like really that movie is like really hard to watch because like it messes with your head, dude.
That's an intense movie. I really, really like that.
It takes some real risks, man. And the plot twist.
Yeah. They're making a sequel to that, and I was like, how? Like, I
Part
don't
of
know.
me is curious, but it's like they set the bar so high. I don't see how they could top it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I'm not holding my hopes up. Sequels are don't usually work out.
Yeah, especially in horror.
Uh, Almost nothing works out in horror. So I have to really pay attention to the genre because of what I do. And God, there's so much bad stuff.
Yeah, and it's like you said earlier. I think it's okay if the expectation is set from the beginning that, oh, this is gonna be campy, oh, this is gonna be silly, this is gonna be a fun romp, or or this is gonna be really serious, or this is gonna be slow. If they kind of set the expectation of what kind of pacing and tone it's gonna have, then it's okay. But then it's like when they try to be serious, and then it's just things that just don't make any sense or don't add any value, scenes that just don't belong there, terrible dialogue. Yeah,
The acting is usually embarrassing, you know.
yeah.
Such is my life. That's how I try to make my money with these people.
I feel you, man. You know what? We're gonna make some stuff happen because, especially now that we're going to the Walker Stalker Con, make some more contacts. I said some big things are gonna happen for us.
Yeah, are you going to be, I guess, tweeting pictures from there and all that?
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm gonna do because I think Zombie Cat's gonna be doing a lot of the star-studded interviews. So I'm just looking to do more fan reactions, do like a little photo journal type thing, and do some Twitter meetups and stuff like that. I want to join more as a fan than press. I mean, I am going to press passes, but you know,
Nice.
I'll always like shame on you taking advantage. No, we're gonna cover it. We're gonna we've been covering it, plugging it, giving them some juice. So
Yeah,
we've
I'll have
earned
to
the
check
press
it out.
passes. Hey, if you can make it, we have an extra press pass, and my brother's gonna be there too.
Oh, well, if he's going to be there, I definitely can't come. Shit gets out of control when he and I drink together.
I will be moderating because there's gonna be a lot of people I know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely won't be able to come this year, but yeah, maybe next year. Seems like it's a pretty gigantic event.
It's a perfect fit for what you do because not just zombies, it's horror and sci-fi, and they even have little elements of fantasy in there too. I mean, Game of Thrones is being represented there. That's pretty much fantasy, you know.
Yeah, it sounds like a great fit for me.
So yeah, maybe by then I'll have some more published works too. We could both come into it as authors.
Yeah, that'd
Oh
be
yeah,
great. It's the best time ever to be an author, man. If you got stuff out, it's a great time to publish it.
it is. I like. I'm gonna end the show on this note. There was a recent interview, and we were talking a lot about creative writing and just the creative process as a whole. I think it's important as a fan or as a author or any kind of creative. But there was an interview I listened to recently with actually it was a video with R.A. Salvatore, and he said that the most common question he gets from people is should I be an author? And he says the answer is always no, because if you have to ask,
Right.
probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Why would you ask that question? That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Wow.
what do you think about that?
If somebody asks me if they should be an author,
Yeah,
I actively tell people not to be an author. Now, it's almost impossible to make a living at it. And it's a grind. It really is. And you have to be prepared for people to tell you that you suck. And they will email it to you. People, it's not that it's a bad gig. I mean, I don't wear pants most days. I just get up and walk over here and do whatever.
yeah.
That came out way worse than it probably should have.
You're
Oh
like
no,
me.
Robert Kirkman says the same thing too.
I do that
Yeah.
same thing. I don't wear pants all day long.
Yeah, it's great. So
Awesome.
it's not like it's a bad thing, but if you have any qualms about it, it's not the way to go. You really have to jump in. That doesn't mean you can't do it part-time. If you have a job and you release a book or two, every year or two, that can be a great thing to do. But full-time, it's a tough gig,
Yeah.
particularly if you're writing in in a really small genre like horror or something like that, it can be tough to make a living.
Lukasha says, I always liked writing in high school. She laughs. But my boyfriend at the time would always be annoyed sitting on my bed or something while I'm typing on my laptop. That's another thing about it too. When you do these creative things that are really a grind and fully immersive, you go into hermit mode and people don't appreciate it. They don't understand it. It's like, why are you being so antisocial? Why are you ignoring me? It's like, I have to, because if I don't unplug every now and then, I'm not gonna get anything done.
Exactly. Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's rough.
Writing can be very solitary, when you're actually doing it. So, especially like what she was saying, she's in bed writing, you